Thank you for tuning into today's Exploring Biblical Words Hebrew edition, brought to you by the 2 Timothy 2:2 objective. Today we'll examine a specific word from the Old Testament. And the Hebrew word, which is our focus today, is the word Chathath, and it's a fascinating word to study. Its basic definition communicated the idea of being shattered, terrified, or dismayed. It has the sense of being beat down, discouraged, or broken down by violence, confusion, or fear. In short, it really doesn't seem to be a positive word. But whenever Chathath is used in reference to God's people, it is actually a positive word. When spoken to God's people, it's always a command to do not be dismayed. You can see this in many places throughout the Old Testament. It's understood this way in a couple of places in Deuteronomy, 3 places in Joshua. You can find this word in 2 places in 1 Chronicles and 3 places in 2 Chronicles. You can also find it in Jeremiah 1:17. In every one of these verses, the command is to not be dismayed. And this is because God is with his people and he fights their battles. So the main reason God's people are never to be dismayed, never to be terrified, why they are never shattered, is because God's presence is with them. However, when Chathath is used in reference to God's enemies, it's utilized, as we previously heard, shattered, dismayed, and terrified. When there are people who want to live contrary to God's created order, who rebel against God, who fight against him, all they should anticipate is dismay, terror, and being shattered. One can also see this used throughout the Old Testament in places like 1 Samuel 2:10 and in places like 2 Kings 19:26 and Jeremiah 48:39. All of this points to the promise found in the word Chathath. For those who reject God's salvation, for those who reject the Lord, they will be terrified and shattered. To God's people, there is a promise of God's presence that is found only in Jesus Christ. To Christ's followers, there is the promise of God's presence, so we should not be dismayed. So trust in Jesus today and not only know forgiveness of sins, but know what it means to live life without fear or dismay. Thank you for watching Exploring Biblical Words from the 2 Timothy 2:2 objective. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave your comments below. I would love to hear from you. You can also stay connected with us by following our Facebook page. You can email any comments, questions, or suggestions to roland@2t22.org. Thanks again for watching, and I pray you've been encouraged and built up in your faith in Jesus Christ. If so, please pass this on to others who will also benefit. That is, after all, the 2 Timothy 2:2 objective.